Welcome. I'm Reverend Judith, and we're delighted to have you join us for Circle Sanctuary's Springtime Beckons Full Moon Circle. Chris, thanks so much for the flute music. As our Mother Earth is starting to reawaken, it is fitting that we also are celebrating women this month, with March being Women's History Month and tomorrow, International Women's Day. We give thanks to the mothers that brought us to life, to the fathers that made it so, and to the duality within each of us, those parts of ourselves that are both feminine and masculine, the yin and the yang, because one cannot exist without the other. I give thanks to our Mother Earth for the bounty of her harvest, providing for our nourishment and the gifts of her water and air. And I give thanks to our Father Sun for adding the final element of fire, which makes it all possible. I give thanks for the amazing women and men in my life, including all of the wonderful Circle Sanctuary volunteers who are here with us tonight. And I give thanks to all of the people who are supporting us and joining with us in spirit. As we move towards the equinox, when the days and nights are again of equal length, may we all know balance in our lives as the wheel of the year turns again towards spring. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce our senior minister and high priestess, Reverend Selena Fox.
Thank you, Judith, and welcome to our March 2023 Full Moon Circle. It is so wonderful to be with all of you here and with all of you who will be joining us through the miracles of cyberspace and time release. It has been since 2020 since we have been taking our full moon circles online. I celebrate our connections with each other. I invite you, whatever your path, wherever your location is, to experience yourself joining with our community and the greater community of nature of which we are all part here on planet Earth and beyond, yes, including our sacred moon and the sun and cosmos. Bright blessings. And now, Reverend Shar will share some announcements.
Hello. Join me now in the invocation. Blessed powers of air, blow in the springtime scents of flowers now blooming. Blessed powers of fire, the spark and ignition of consummation that breeds new life. Blessed powers of water, the rain that gently turns the ground into fertile field. Blessed powers of earth, the deity that accepts our hopes and dreams for the new season to come. Be about us and in us, clearing out the mundane that might taint this sacred time. So mote it be.
Thank you, Dia. We call to the spirit of the north to join our circle. Spirit of the soon-to-be greening land, bringing now stability, richness, and worth, supporting us in all ways with the bounty of food and shelter, we give thanks. Spirit of earth, hail and welcome. We call to the spirit of the east to join our circle, the spirit of the spring breeze now stirring, preparing to welcome the first new growth. Bring your clarity, fragrance, and hope, breathing new life into all that we do and all that we are becoming. Spirit of air, hail and welcome. We call to the spirit of the south to join our circle, the spirit of the warm sun, encouraging the flowers to peek up through the soil and reach for its strengthening light. May your souls and spirits be touched by the warming days and the light, and let it light up our passion and commitment for all that we are and in all that we do. Spirit of fire, hail and welcome. We call to the spirit of the west to join our circle, the spirit of the soft rain, gentle and new. Bring now your empathy with the fresh morning dew and wash away that which no longer serves us, so that we may bring forth the momentum of the growth like the life-giving waters of spring. Spirit of water, hail and welcome. And in the center, we call upon Spirit, gracious Goddess, mighty God, beloved Lord and Lady, hear our call. We invite you to join us as the growing light and waning darkness begin to balance once again. As the buds are soon to open, the wheel of the year turns again towards the spring equinox. Hail and welcome, Spirit above. Hail and welcome, Spirit below. Hail and welcome, Spirit within us and within all things. Blessed be. Richard will now kindle our moon fire.
Thank you, Judith, for casting that wonderful warm circle around this full moon podcast. March is another cold winter month up here in the Northern Hemisphere, but we are looking forward to warmer months. Spring is on the horizon. Warmth is coming. I have great faith in that. I like this ecologically friendly recycled beeswax candle to represent the bonfires us pagans light to celebrate the rising of the full moon, the returning of the sun, and the warmth of the coming spring. So mote it be.
I now invite everybody who is on this broadcast to light your candles if you haven't already, as we welcome in all of you who are watching now or watching later. Selena now has a blessing for us.
We connect with the moon, each in our own way and all together. Attune and commune with full moon. Attune and commune with full moon. Attune and commune with full moon. So mote it be. And now Robin has a full moon poem for us.
This poem is called Worm Moon, and it was written by Patricia Valentine as an invocation to do at the full moon. And in fact, a group she is part of will be doing it tonight as well. Well, I'm not sure if it's Texas or Arizona because she's part of groups in both places, but she will be doing it at the same time, which I think is kind of cool. On full moon night and full moon day, for kith and kin, my loves, I pray, protect and guide in times of change, with ease and grace, our world arrange. The winter long comes to an end, the new sprouts twist and grow and bend. The hard freeze line between earth and sky gives way, soaks deep, watering all that is dry. And as the frozen earth grows warm, the worlds within take on new form. Compost received from human hand combines with nature's rich brown land. And great the workers of the soil, earthworms change structures as they toil. For air and water, room is made. To planting time, they are an aid. So you and I, who also feel the thaw and turning of the wheel, we twist and grow and bend and see the work at hand that sets us free. The winter long comes to an end. We ease our way with wounds to tend. Lessons of nature we employ from dark times we emerge in joy.
Thank you, Robin.
And now
Mel?
I invite you to join me in a chant called The Powers of Springtime Beckons. Powers of Springtime Beckons, full moon, inspire us. Powers of Springtime Beckons, full moon, refresh us. Powers of Springtime Beckons, full moon, transforms us. Powers of Springtime Beckons, full moon, renew us. Inspire us, refresh us, transform us, renew us. Inspire us, refresh us, transform us, renew us. And now I invite Mel to share a spring poem.
Spring by Mary Oliver. Somewhere a black bear has just risen from sleep and is staring down the mountain. All night in the brisk and shallow restlessness of early spring, I think of her, her 4 black fists flicking the gravel, her tongue like a red fire touching the grass, the cold water. There is only one question: how to love this world. I think of her rising like a black and leafy ledge to sharpen her claws against the silence of the trees. Whatever else my life is, with its poems and its music and its glass cities, it is also this dazzling darkness coming down the mountain, breathing and tasting. All day I think of her white teeth, her wordlessness, her perfect love.
Oh, that was so lovely, Mel. Thank you. Springtime is certainly springing here in the United States as the wheel turns towards Ostara and the celebration of the renewal of life after a long, often hard winter. The Roman goddess Flora, said to have been the goddess of flowering plants, was thought to encourage the growing and blooming of all flowering plants at this time of year. And I can see in my mind's eye her calling to the dormant plants laying underneath the snow to rise up and reach for the sun. The first flowers often seen are the snowdrop, poking their heads up through the snow and heralding the return of longer days. Crocus, iris, hyacinth, and pansies are also some of the early bloomers heralding warmer days. The trees are also starting to wear their new spring colors, with leaves of green and flowering buds waiting to bloom. Did you know that bumblebees hibernate during the winter? And it's the bumblebee queen that comes out in the springtime and ventures forth, visiting those early spring flowers and taking the pollen back to her hive, to her children, in special baskets that are on her legs to feed them and make them strong so they can venture out and gather pollen and nectar for the hive. Bees, butterflies, and other pollinators help the flora, that's the flowers and trees and other plants, to be able to reproduce, and they are a vital part of our beautiful ecosystem here on Earth. Here's a little springtime song that celebrates flora, bumblebees, and flowers. Drops are young. In just a second. At long last the winter is ending, sun shines longer with each new day. The snowdrops are yawning and stretching, reaching up to the warming rays. Sweet flora awakens the daffodils, primroses and violets too. The blossoms rise up as she calls to them, sparkling in the morning dew. promise of longer days. The birch tree and willow are leaving, with the maple not far away. Buds cover the cherry and lilac trees, the dogwoods and redbuds too. Soon flowers will crown and adorn their limbs, nectar feeding multitudes. At long last the winter is ending, queen bumblebees take flight, buzzing busily on their fuzzy way through the crocus and meadow bright. With baskets of gold for her children, she rebuilds the winter's on high, and sends them to visit the myriad of bright blossoms as they rise. The song of the bees fills the warming air as they welcome in the spring. Blankets of flowers will soon be everywhere, with the bees buzzing in the air. May spring spring for you very soon, wherever you are. Now please join me in welcoming Laura and her story of spring birds.
Thank you, Marin. That was wonderful. So thank you. My name is Laura Gonzalez. I'm so happy to be here today talking to you about birds. And you see me, I enter laughing because we were all dancing behind the scenes. That song was just fantastic. So as per usual, I'm here to share an anecdote with you. I'm very happy and very blessed to find magic everywhere. And there is this misconception that city pagans have a little bit of a disconnection with nature, and I am the living proof that that is a lie. I live in Chicago. This is the Midwestern, and spring comes a little late, and sometimes it just comes and says, hi, summer's here. But something that I really, really love about our climate here in the Midwestern is, compared to Mexico City, where I come from, which is eternally spring, is that we have seasons. And I didn't know how much I love birds until I came to Chicago. I really love them because they start singing at 4 o'clock in the morning in springtime. And Chicago and the Midwest, it is a path of migratory, not only birds, but butterflies and all kinds of pollinators. So for us who are city pagans, we have patches of grass here and there. We have some, the woods, right? We have a couple of parks and places where you can go and be in nature. You can walk and look at the trees and see them, you know, bloom and throw all that pollen out there. And we have all these allergies. So we are not disconnected from nature. But what I have noticed more here in Chicago is the birds. I am amazed. Why? Because I am constantly looking at the Chicago skyline. If you haven't seen it, why? It's a beautiful skyline. And in spring and summer, you start seeing all these birds that are just going through and around the buildings and between the buildings. And it always amazes me how they have wings. They have wings. They could be anywhere they want. And they choose this city to pass by. And they choose this land to do their thing and have their babies. And it is a sure sign of spring, late March, beginning of April, that my 4 o'clock friend comes by. Now, it's not a secret for most of you who know me. I'm a night owl. I work on third shift. I have for decades. So does my husband. So we go to bed at 4 o'clock. And it's kind of weird when you're going to bed, when you're getting ready, and your friend is right outside your window going, boop, 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 boop. And you're really trying to get in the groove and go to bed and, you know, the same bird. And you know how the things that irritate you about people and things eventually become what you look forward to? I promise you, every end of March, beginning of April, I am just looking for it to come and wake me up. I put my head on the pillow and then, I know you're back, or your children, or your children's children, I don't know, but they're back. So my wish for you on this time of the year where we're kind of in a liminal space here in the Midwest, it's not quite spring yet, but it's not winter anymore. Listen to those friends and allow them to wake you up in more ways than just the physical one. Blessed be. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce Sarah. Sarah, come in, please. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Laura. That's a wonderful wish for all of us. We're starting to hear red-winged blackbirds and mourning doves here in Cleveland. This is a reading called The Tree as Artist of Belonging from John O'Donohue's Eternal Echoes, Celtic Reflections on Our Yearning to Belong. The tree rises from the dark. It circles around the heart of darkness from which it reaches towards the light. A tree is a perfect presence. It is somehow able to engage and integrate its own dissolution. The tree is wise in knowing how to foster its own loss. Out of this comes the quiet dignity and poise of a tree's presence. Trees stand beautifully on the clay. They stand with dignity. A life that wishes to honor its own possibility has to learn, too, how to integrate the suffering of dark and bleak times into a dignity of presence. Letting go of old forms of life, a tree practices hospitality towards new forms of life. It balances the perennial energies of winter and spring within its own living bark. The tree is wise in the art of belonging. The tree teaches us how to journey. And next, with the water reflection and chant, is Reverend Charbert.
Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Earth my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my spirit. Today, I'm going to honor the element of water. And as the chant says, it is our blood, literally. Water is featured in every living system on this planet. We are a blue marble planet, meaning we're mostly water. Everywhere life is happening, water is involved. Water is the source, and life springs forth from water. In our nature-based practices, we know this. We revere the power and sanctity of water. We use it to cleanse, to purify, to cook, to nurture, to hydrate, to irrigate, to navigate, to divine, to heal, among so many other things. Water is the stuff of life and new life. It is the medium of emotions, intuition, so much creativity. Now, when we imagine all the water systems of our planet, well, there's so many there. We've got ponds and lakes and great lakes, some the size of seas or small oceans, creeks, streams, rivers, giant rivers crossing continents, marshes, wetlands, swamps, underground water tables, 50 known seas on the planet, plus marine bays and gulfs, Gulf streams carrying atmospheric water, plus 5 distinctly separate oceans, vast bodies of marine water, the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Arctic, the Indian, and the Southern Ocean, all making up one global ocean covering about 71% of the surface of our planet. That's 3/4 of our planet. Not to mention the great Gulf streams that move water currents around the globe. So we may think of the hydrological cycle that circulates water through the skies, through the bodies of water over the land, clouds, rain, sleet, snow, storms, monsoons, falling on land, filling land tables of groundwater, flushing, moving, flowing bodies of water down and on toward the seas and the oceans, over which form clouds again that move in currents or sometimes atmospheric rivers, depositing water onto the land again in a continuous cycle of hydration from which life emerges. Water interacts with every other element, sustaining the conditions for all life, plant life, animal life, including our human life. All ecosystems need sufficient water to thrive. All living things need water to survive. More than bones and muscle, sinew and tissue, ligament and cartilage. Our human bodies consist mostly of water, and microbes in water. Our offspring are first held in the womb before being birthed out of water. Our lymphatic systems, circulatory systems, reproductive systems all require moving water within our bodies. All of our personal body fluids require water. In fact, the very best skincare is drinking an abundance of clean water and washing in non-toxic water. It also restores our mental health and peace of mind, splashing in pools, soaking in hot tubs and hot springs, floating buoyant on our backs, listening to the sound of a gentle water fountain or of rain, wading in the shallows, watching the surf. Water surrounds us and flows through us. It embraces us, it challenges us. The deepest points on the planet are submerged in water, as yet unexplored. It holds mysteries of our past, and it offers a much broader horizon for our future. To imagine a world without water is to imagine a world without life. Frank Herbert tried that with his iconic Dune. And that was imagining a life we have never yet experienced, unless, of course, we live in places already devastated by climate catastrophe, or like the naturally occurring Sahara. But even in the deep desert, there are hidden sources of water, well adapted to that natural environment. All life springs forth from water and is sustained by water. And in fact, to envision spring is to envision a verdant green land, the land of Ostara, that can only happen because of water. And if you want to know more about how to manifest good magic for water and the planet, check out the Blue Marble podcast this month about quality of water for life. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain, flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain, flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain, flowing to the ocean.
And we do healing as part of our full moon circle. And we shift from water to air in the form of our breath. and I burn some incense. We clear away what does not serve. We dispel what needs to be eliminated to allow new growth to come forth. And we have 3 parts of healing tonight. We begin with sending some healing to those we know who are in need of healing. And tulips, a symbol of the springtime in many parts of the world. These flowers bringing forth new life, I invite you to call to mind those you know who are in need of healing. May they be well. 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 Be well. Be well. Be well. Be well. And I invite you to call to mind planet Earth. And Chris, our bard with flute, will play some music for us as we send well wishes to planet Earth. And in particular, we send healing to those in Turkey and Syria, and to people in Ukraine, people around the world in need, and this being the eve of International Women's Day for gender equity around the world. Embrace equity. Embrace equity. Experience the power of healing with the sounds of the flute. Thank you, Chris. And the third part of healing tonight is for ourselves. I invite you to take a journey through the elements as they manifest in springtime. Spend a few moments connecting with the earth, the sacred earth as fertile earth. Feel the powers of the fertile earth flowing into your body, blessing your body with healing and wellness. Blessings of the sacred earth, the fertile earth, sacred earth, fertile earth. And taking deep breaths, we call to sacred air as warming breezes to bless our minds, to clear away any forms of mental illness, despondency, to bless our minds with good mental health, sacred air. Bless our minds, warming breezes, bless our minds. Sacred air, warming breezes of springtime, bless our minds. The full moon reflects the sun. The waxing light as days lengthen. Let the power of sacred fire and waxing light bless us, energize us, enhance our stamina, our resilience, our vitality. Blessings of the waxing light and sacred fire on our energy. Blessings of waxing light and sacred fire on our energies. And connecting with our feelings, our moods, our emotional healing needs, our relational healing needs. We connect with sacred water as nurturing rains. Blessings of the sacred waters and nurturing rains on our emotional life, our relational life. Blessings of nurturing rains and sacred waters on our relationships, on our feelings, our moods, our emotions, blessing us with healing and wellness. And we connect with spirit as the coming spring, blessing our souls, our connections with the sacred spirit. Blessings of the spring and sacred spirit on our spiritual life, on our inner selves, our souls. Bless us with healing, resilience, balance, wisdom, well-being. Welcoming spring and the spirit of new life. We honor the fertile earth. We honor the fertile earth. We honor the fertile earth. We honor the warming breezes. We honor the warming breezes. We honor the warming breezes. We honor the waxing light. We honor the waxing light. We honor the waxing light. We honor the nurturing rains. We honor the nurturing rains. We honor the nurturing rains. Welcome spring, new life to bring, to land, to us, to all. Welcome spring, new life to bring, to land, to us, to all. Welcome spring, new life to bring, to land, to us, to all. And welcome spring, rebirth we sing, within and round us all. Welcome spring, rebirth we sing, within and round us all. Welcome spring, rebirth we sing, within and round us all. So mote it be. And now I invite Dia to give our benediction.
So mote it be. Blessed powers of air filled with the scent of flowers now blooming. Blessed powers of fire, the spark that can be all-consuming. Blessed powers of water, the rain that turns soil fertile in its falling. Blessed powers of earth, the deity will foster our renewing. Thank you for being about us in this ritual and rite, guiding, guarding, and protecting us on this sacred full moon night. So mote it be.
So I started off this broadcast by casting a circle around us to honor our time together and to create a safe and sacred space. In this, we called in the directions, our spiritual guardians, and we invited them to join our circle. To close, we will thank them for their presence, which is a part of our oneness with all things, protecting us, blessing us, and bearing witness for our time together. So when we opened the circle, we went clockwise with the directions. As we close, we go counterclockwise, starting in the west. Spirit of the West, element of water, we thank you for your presence here, your blessings of emotion and intuition, your life-giving waters. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and in perfect trust. Spirit of the West, may your peace go in our hearts. Spirits of the South, element of fire, we thank you for your presence here tonight, your blessings of vitality and passion, and the presence of the sun, which nurtures our growth. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and in perfect trust. Spirit of South, may your peace go in our hearts. Spirits of the East, element of air, we thank you for your presence here tonight, your blessings of inspiration and wisdom, and the breath of air which brings us life, especially at the springtime of year. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and in perfect trust. Spirit of East, may your peace of spirit go in our hearts. Spirits of the North, element of earth, we thank you for your presence here tonight, your blessings of strength, and for nurturing our minds and our bodies. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and in perfect trust. Spirit of North, may your peace go in our hearts. As we close this circle, we give thanks to the spirit of the cosmos above us, for the light of the sun during the day and the phases of the moon which illuminate our nights. To the spirit of our Mother Earth below us, thank you for your life-affirming support and your powerful heartbeat vibration that resonates through us all from the beginnings of our lives here through the end when we return to you. We give thanks. And to the spirit within, we give thanks to the presence of all here tonight. May we join our prayers together for peaceful transitions, understanding, and the desire of goodwill for the peace and prosperity, abundance and health, for the highest and best good of all and the planet. We give thanks to the divine spirit for your presence, for light and love, for the balance of night and day as we approach the vernal equinox and welcome in the spring. Stay if you will, go if you must, in perfect love and in perfect trust. We ask for your blessings, and as you depart, may the peace of spirit go in our hearts. The circle is now open, but remains unbroken. May the circle of life protect you. May the branches of life hold you. May the roots of life encourage you. With no beginning and no end, the circle of life is never broken. I now invite all our presenters to once again hold up your candles as we give thanks for our time together at this Springtime Beckons full moon time. Selena now will have a farewell for us.
New life around us, new life within us. Let us take from this circle new life around us, new life within us, 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 now and throughout this coming season, throughout the year. So be it. Many blessings.